business, spend a nice outdoor weekend, and down it comes. The only time the sun shines in this town is on weekdays during office hours.
It isn't the end of the world.
Hey, maybe it is. Check with me 40 days from now. You know any bearded boat builders? What's the matter, love? You disappointed about the tennis game?
No, not really.
Let's think now. What to do on a rainy Saturday afternoon in New York City? We got museums. You taking a movie on Lexington Avenue or dinner Irish and drink beer on 3rd Avenue. What do you say? Oh, I know. Let's go over to the west side and mug somebody. We can take a nap. We're good at naps. Yeah, boy, it's really coming down, huh? Hey, what's the matter, love? You got trouble at work?
Yeah, in a way.
The Carter guy giving you a hard time again?
No, it's nothing like that. I've just been doing a lot of thinking lately. Self-inventory time. I want a new job, Vinny. A new career.
Are you serious? Baby, you're the youngest editor on the hippest magazine in the country. You know how many women give their eye teeth for your job? Do you? Well, what job do you want, Madam President of the United States?
I want to be married.
What?
I want to be married. I want to be somebody's wife and somebody else's mother. That's it. I want to be married.
Insight. Stories of modern man's search for meaning. Freedom. Love. Insight.
That's it. I want to get married.
You want to get married?
Is that so shocking?
Yes, it is. I mean, coming from you, it is. Your whole bag, your entire career is women's lib, sexual freedom, independence, all that jazz. Now you want to get married?
How about that?
Well, what are you, some sort of comedian?
No. No, I believe everything I've written over the past 5 years. At least in theory, I do. Oh, Vince, I've just discovered that there's a lot more to life than interviewing beautiful people and making deadlines. Do you remember when I interviewed Princess Grace? All she talked about was her kids. Well, she answered me a lot of questions about Monaco and being a movie star, but all she really talked about was her kids. And it was the same with Sophia Loren and Omar Sharif, his son and his horses. Maybe a little bit of bridge, but do you know he didn't even make a pass at me?
Good for you.
And I used to go down Fifth Avenue on my lunch hour and check out what the girls were wearing, latest hairstyles, fashions. Now I find myself much more interested in their escorts. I saw a couple the other day with one of those old big-wheeled English prams. I made up a whole history for them. The pram was a gift from her parents, the family heirloom. And the baby was a boy. Firstborn, he had his mother's eyes and his father's hairline, unfortunately. I followed them into some kind of little shop. I don't know. I bought a shower gift. Can you imagine that? I haven't even been to a baby shower since a classmate of mine forgot to take her pill on the Princeton weekend.
Ah, now there's something we can do. Take a shower.
You don't think I'm serious, do you?
Last month, you wanted to take guitar lessons, premenstrual blues.
That is precisely the kind of male chauvinistic attitude this world could do without. Madame Curie discovered radium on her 28th day.
Darling, I was joking. Can I make a little joke?
Vince, please, let's sit down and talk about it.
All right, sweetheart. Let's talk.
Oh.
I'm listening.
You first.
Oh, no, not me. I'm perfectly content the way things are. In fact, if it wasn't raining right now, I'd be ecstatically happy waiting for a tennis court in Central Park.
The subject was marriage.
Married. All right, let's talk about it. Jenny, do you want me to level with you? I mean, really level with you? Darling, I don't know anybody who's happily married. I mean anybody. At the office where I work, most of the married men prance in on Monday mornings like they've been freed from prison. Have a nice weekend, Paul? Oh, sure. I spent Saturday chauffeuring the kids to the Little League and Sunday painting the house. They're like suburban handymen with sex privileges. Most of them spend the entire week thinking up excuses for staying in town. They feel suckered, had, and their wives become chubby, dull-eyed drudges. I've witnessed young, tantalizing secretaries turn into middle-aged blimps after one kid. I mean, one kid. It's like they were holding their breath till Marvin Mortgage came along. You know what marriage is? The great sacrifice. Everything for the kids. I mean, everything. Hold on to that job you hate, because the kids need that fancy school district and a mouthful of braces. Oh, darling, let's not make love now. The kids might overhear. And forget about your own dreams, pal, because now it's time to send Junior through college and let him become Mr. Wonderful. You call that happiness? Darling, that's lemmings on a treadmill.
That's your view of marriage?
Oh, no, darling, that's the good part. Hey, you want to hear about my folks, Mr. and Mrs. Togetherness? They had me so they'd have someone to referee the fights.
It's funny. You spend 6 months with somebody, you think you know them. Who they are, where they're at, what makes them tick. And then on a nice, soggy little afternoon, you discover just how articulate they really are. Subject comes up you've never discussed before, and you realize you've been sharing your life with a selfish, opinionated, hedonistic bachelor.
Right on.
How dare you? How dare you take advantage of me? How dare you come in here and sleep in my bed and shower in my shower and eat at my table without having the slightest intentions of marrying me? Do you have any idea of how cheap that makes me feel? Do you know what you have just done for my ego?
Wait a minute here. What is all this? Darling, we're roommates, period. We share everything, 50-50, right down the line. Rent, food, pot, everything. Now, you think about it. How often have I come through that door with flowers, candy, wine, anything, you name it? Have I ever asked you for your half? Where the hell does this marriage jazz come from all of a sudden? What, do you got a new shrink, a letter from Mama? I mean, why now?
All right. Maybe I did assume too much. I mean, the last thing I would ever want you to feel is an obligation. Entrapment is just as repulsive to me as it is to you. I would never, ever want you to feel suckered. Is that the word?
And had. Don't forget had.
Had. Vince, do you remember the first time we discussed living together?
Yeah, I think it was the night after your roommate joined the Peace Corps, wasn't it?
Do you remember where we were?
Yeah, I was sitting on that couch there. I remember saying something like, hey, Jenny, it's a great pad you got here.
And I said something like, but it's really much too expensive for one person, and girl roommates are really a drag.
Yeah, all right. Next thing you know, bingo, there's old Vinny Whiteshoes with his stereo, tennis racket, and his periodic snore, right?
Wrong. We spent weeks discussing it, almost a month. And we set up very basic rules, remember?
Oh, well, yeah, we agreed that we wouldn't interfere in each other's careers and we wouldn't get excited when strangers called, things like that. Yes, right. I remember.
Right, and that we both would do the laundry and make the beds and prepare all the meals.
All right.
As far as I was concerned, that was a very large, meaningful step. A commitment.
All right, darling, it was. But we never once, I mean not once, discussed getting married.
Do you think I would live with somebody who wouldn't even consider marrying me?
Darling, we never discussed it until now. Never. I mean, did I ever say I'd marry you or, hey, darling, how about a little wedding? Never. I mean, when did I ever say I'd marry you?
You said you loved me.
I do love you, but that's... I mean, what's that got to do with marriage?
Everything. Vince, do you mean to tell me that 6 months of tenderness, of my making the bed by myself every morning and preparing all the meals, and that's all you've got to say about it?
Well, you never said anything about a tryout. I thought that was it.
It. What is it? What, playing house? Candlelight dinners and then a hop in the sack? Whoopee!
I hate this. I'm sorry, darling, but I hate confrontations. I've never been any good at them. I've spent my whole life avoiding them. Maybe that's why I'm still a salesman instead of district manager. I hate saying no to people, or... I don't know. I remember reaching up to my folks and saying, please don't fight. I'll be good, but please don't fight.
Is that what you're saying, no?
No, you've got so much going for you. You're pretty and you're bright, you're talented. I'm proud of your spirit and your vitality. I'm proud of the people you work for and your job. Hell, you make more money than I do. Before I moved in here, I cut a pretty good swath, across the east side. There were hundreds of girls. Well, all right, dozens at least, okay? The point is, since I moved in here, I've been happy. Hell, I haven't even looked at another girl since I came to you. I can't wait to get home at night. It's not just the sex either, baby. It's the conversations we have. You stimulate me. I read books, I go to plays and see films I never dreamed I'd see before. And all because of you. Because you make it all so important, so interesting. I love you, darling. I really do. And you are the world's greatest roommate. I don't want to lose you, but I don't want to marry you either. I don't want to marry anybody. Darling, marriage is a bad trip. It really is.
Vince, just because marriage didn't work for your parents, it doesn't mean it won't work for you.
Well, why find out?
For 10 years, I have considered my mother a very square woman. Now I'm not so sure. She had a very good thing going with my father over 25 years. Very deep and meaningful. No secrets. That's what I want, Vince. I want somebody to share their life with me. I want to give my soul to somebody. And I want him to give his soul to me.
25 years? Oh, that is deep.
Too deep.
I've never let anybody get that close to me. Not even my drill instructor in the Marines.
No children, ever?
Well, maybe later, 10 years. Oh, I don't know, baby. Come on.
See, that's just the trouble. My best childbearing years are right now. I mean, a woman is born with so many eggs. As she gets older, so do the eggs. They go a little bit stale. That's why older mothers give birth to most of the mongoloid children. I was doing an article on it.
Jenny? Are you pregnant?
Would you marry me if I were?
Oh, this is ridiculous. All of a sudden, I'm back in high school in a parked car with the windows steamed up. Here we are, a nation of over 200 million people, half of whom were conceived in drive-in movies. Darling, are you pregnant?
No. And I wouldn't hang marriage on it if I was.
Let me ask you something. If you were pregnant, would you have the baby?
Yes.
You would?
Oh, yes. I want that baby. I want that warm little body with a waggly head. I want a selfish, hungry little beast who clings to me and adores me and follows me with his eyes. Oh, yes.
Okay, that's it. We've had our talk. Had our little chat. Now it's time to move on to our next activity. Well, I'll get our raincoats and go out to a movie. There you go.
I just poured coffee.
Yeah, I know what you're doing. You're taking advantage of this lousy weather. I can see the whole thing now. I'll just cool it till we're stuck in the apartment some weekend, then zlap, give it to him in the groin, put his manhood on the line. You do want children, don't you, darling? Must be a little strange if you don't. Maybe a little fey.
Oh, I never said a word about your manhood.
Oh, no? What about all that business on the laundry, 50-50 at the housework, and this other nonsense about owning a piece of someone's soul? Only a man can make that kind of a commitment, right? Oh, baby, I can see the whole thing now. It's marry me or move on, right? Showdown time on 67th Street.
All right, all right. I said I wanted to get married. I didn't say I wanted to marry you. I want real progress. I want a man, a husband I can respect. And I want children just the way my parents wanted me. And yes, I want that home out in Jersey or Westchester. And we'll go out there on the weekends and we'll work our chubby little fannies off. But I can tell you one thing right now, Charlie Brown, it won't be you.
Oh, you mean I'm not good enough for you now, is that it?
That's right. Who needs Peter Pan? Hey, Benny, come on. I didn't mean that, honest. Come on, let's talk about it, huh? Please, I'm sorry. Benny, where are you going?
Cruising in search of Tinkerbell.
If you walk out of here right now, I won't be here when you come back.
Oh, yes, you will.
No, I won't.
You will.
I won't.
The hell you won't. It's your apartment. Your name's on the lease.
Well, then I will just pack up and move out. Do you hear me? I won't be here. You forgot your raincoat.
Everything okay, girls?
Thank you.
How we doing, folks? All right?
Hey, Chair. Who are those two chicks down there? I've never seen them before.
Damned if I know. Probably stews.
Yeah, they just keep coming, don't they?
Fresh off the tree.
What time you get off?
Oh, no, man, not me. I'm hung. I got a rest.
Oh, come on, I'll give you first choice.
Listen, man, I'm beat. I have nothing left.
Well, who did you shack with last night?
The redhead.
Which one, Dolores?
Damned if I know. Yes, sir.
Give me a beer, please.
Right. Bottle or top?
Tap's fine.
Still raining out, huh?
Yeah, real soaker.
Yeah.
You want me to run a top?
Yeah, why not?
You ought to wear a coat.
Yeah, I left the house in a bit of a hurry. In a fight with my girl.
Oh, well, been there a few times. I bet you I know what that fight was about.
Oh, yeah?
She wants to get married, you don't.
How'd you guess?
That is the only fight there is. I mean, they give you free samples and then try to close. Chick ain't a woman unless she tries to make it legal now and then. It's like a badge, a trophy, a field commission in the Army. And most of them don't give a damn how long it lasts, just as long as somebody claims them for some time.
Somebody's wife, somebody else's mother.
What?
Nothing.
Yeah, well, besides that, divorce is profitable. Sure beats old maid. I mean, you ever hear of an old maid getting alimony? Huh?
Hey, by the way, I'm Vince Broderick.
Oh, hi, Ray Ritzel.
Glad to know you.
Yeah.
You seem to know all about it.
Yeah, I've been there. Right now, I am sole support. One ex-wife, 2 kids, and 3 lawyers.
3 lawyers.
Oh, a small firm. One of them bugs me on the phone, another one writes me threatening letters, and the third guy services my old lady.
Some firm.
How we doing, man?
Hey, give my pal a refill.
Oh, thanks.
Right.
Listen, Jared, did you check them out?
Yeah, their stew's all right. On a layover from L.A.
It's funny, when they lean on you, you think you're the only guy with a problem.
Yeah. Hey, listen, you smoke these things?
I don't mind if I do. Thank you. Yeah, she's some great dame, I'll tell you. Marvelous roommate, too. The last 6 months I've been very happy with her. Yeah, well, sooner or later they get too close. It's all over now. Never be the same again, never. You know what I mean?
Who is it? Jen? It's Britt. Can I come in? Yeah, sure. Just a minute. Hi. I was
hoping you'd be home with this rain and all. Did you read the outline?
Oh, sorry,
I have got the grooviest quotes, Jen, and an even better title.
Yeah?
I couldn't wait till Monday to tell you about it. Now, are you ready?
Sure.
Marriage is a drag. Isn't that catchy?
So.
Well, it says it all. Marriage is a drag. I mean, who can argue with that?
Right.
Now, you see, we'll get statements from celebs who have tried it and didn't like it, and then some from some really groovy people like you and Vinny who don't even mess with it. Isn't that a gas?
Oh, gas.
And I've got scads of interviews here. Do you know that it really doesn't seem to work for anybody? The whole thing comes off like a large yawn, a big waste of time. If you dig a guy, you live with him. When the magic's gone, you split. No hassle.
What about children?
What about them? They don't get married.
No, I was referring to having them.
Well, the pill takes care of that.
I almost forgot.
It's all there, Jen. I have got experts like Zsa Gabor and Jill St. John and even Tommy Manville.
What? What about love? You got any quotes on that?
Sure, scads. What's that got to do with marriage?
Well, once in a while, two people have a relationship, a love relationship. It matures into something a little more permanent. They discover they like sharing their lives together. You know, they want to combine their destinies. No secrets, no cop-outs.
Do you mean one person for your entire life?
Exactly. Till death do them part.
See? That's exactly the point of the article. Marriage is a drag.
Run outside. Yeah, I just don't want to get married. Not yet, anyway. I'm too young for that, right? Hey, guess what? I've been saving up my bread for this European trip, right? Just me and all those foreign chicks, like one from each country. Wow. Yeah, I'd like to have a kid, you know, maybe a son someday, but not now. And besides, that marriage is a hell of a step, right? Oh, yeah. Well, I sure hate to lose Jenny, though. She's a hell of a roommate.
Well, de-wenching is tough. Well, you know, the longer you shack with them, the tougher it is getting out. You take old Jerry there, the barkeep. I mean, he is the king. He must have scored 2,000, 3,000 times. Can you believe it? Gets caught for an abortion now and then, but it's only a one-shot thing. I mean, it ain't like child support and alimony keeps coming at you. Yeah, old Jerry there. He is the king. I mean, he has never even been married.
Not me, man. I'm too smart.
Hey, listen, see those two chicks down there? Stews.
Huh?
You know, slimy. Come on. I'll give you first pick. I love stews. I mean, especially the ones based out of town. I mean, they don't waste time. They're usually working on some slob back home, but in here they are looking for free meals and kicks. Now, come on, give you first choice.
Hey, wait a second. Shouldn't we talk to him first?
Come on, you listen. You want the redhead or that brunette?
No, let's talk to him first and feel out the vibes, you know?
Okay, pal, but you're wasting time. I mean, you got to pick and move in. They're all the same. 25 years, all the same. Wait a minute, I'm sorry. What's your name again?
Vince.
Hey, girls. I mean, what has happened, huh?
The sky's falling. What else is
So, well, look out. You must be Henny Penny, and who is your friend here?
I'm Chicken Little.
Oh, well, you're not too little for us, I'll tell you. Oh, well, you look at your glass of poo. Why, it's thirsty, my dear. It's thirsty. So it is, yes. Oh, bartender, we desperately need some libation for these sweet, sweet girls.
Woman's libation?
Right, and get a movement on it. Oh, listen. This is Vince, and I'm Ray, and we're here to drive the rain away.
Do you do an anti-rain dance?
Oh, do I? I mean, my taps are like thunder.
That's terrific. I wasn't even going to come out tonight. It was so soggy.
Well, you're going to be glad you did, because my friend here and I, we have got some sensational games for a rainy day.
25 years.
Hello, Barbizon? Do you still have that rule about no men being allowed past your lobby? Good. I'd like a reservation, please. About an hour. I'd be over there in an hour. Wallace. Jennifer Wallace. Ms. Spell it any way you like. Right. Your raincoat's on the couch. I never saw you smoke.
This is a very good cigar. Very strong. Makes me a little nauseous, but it's good for my manhood.
What does that mean?
Let's talk about it, sweetheart.